Let me ask you something. When you look in the mirror each morning, do you see the woman you were born to be or the one the world has tried to shape you into? Because here's the truth most people don't talk about. You're not stuck. You're not broken. You're just untrained. And the difference between the woman who's thriving and the woman who's just surviving, daily habits, not talent, not beauty, not privilege, but what you do every single day when no one's watching. And if you can master your day, you can rebuild your life. You see, we live in a world that constantly tells women who to be. Be quiet, be perfect, be small. But I'm here to rip that script to shreds. Because the truth is, you were never meant to shrink to fit in. You were born to rise and lead. So today, I'm not just giving you motivation, I'm handing you the blueprint. These are the 10 daily habits that high-performing, emotionally powerful, unshakable women live by. And once you master them, you will no longer ask for permission to be powerful. You will wake up every day and own it. So if you're tired of feeling behind, if you're tired of the anxiety, the overwhelm, the self-doubt, and you're ready to take your power back, then lean in. Because this might be the most important 20 minutes of your life. Let me tell you something. Most people never realize the way you start your day isn't just a routine. It's a statement to the universe about who you are and what you're willing to tolerate. Every morning, the world gives you two choices: lead or react. You either wake up with purpose or you wake up and let the world dictate your energy. And that's the trap too many people fall into. They roll out of bed, reach for their phone, scroll through social media, absorb everyone else's agenda, and before they even put their feet on the ground, they've already given their power away. But not you. Not anymore. The first few minutes of your day are sacred. They're the most powerful real estate of your entire life. That's the moment where you decide, am I stepping into this day as the woman I was yesterday or the woman I'm becoming? Because if you want to master your emotions, your results, your destiny, it starts by mastering your mornings. That's the truth. It doesn't have to be 2 hours of yoga and green smoothies. This isn't about being perfect. This is about being intentional. It could be just 10 minutes. 10 minutes of silence. 10 minutes of gratitude. 10 minutes of moving your body, reading something powerful, writing down 3 things you want to create today. What matters isn't how long it takes. What matters is who you become when you do it. Because when you show up for yourself first thing in the morning, you're sending a message to your brain, your body, your spirit. I matter. My life matters. My goals are non-negotiable. And when you repeat that ritual every single day, you don't just feel better, you build unshakable momentum. And that's what separates the women who live in chaos from the ones who live with clarity. Chaos begins when you let your day hijack your focus. But clarity comes when you anchor yourself in rituals that remind you who you are. Your morning is the foundation of your focus, your energy, your emotional strength. If you want a powerful life, you need a powerful morning. You weren't put on this earth to be reactive. You weren't designed to live in survival mode. You were made to create, to expand, to lead. But you can't do any of that if the first voice you hear each day is the voice of distraction, doubt, and noise. So take it back. Take back your focus. Take back your rituals. Take back your life. Because when you win the morning, you don't just win the day. You win your identity. Your body is not just a vessel. It's your power source. It's your weapon. And yet, too many people treat their body like an afterthought. They wait until the pain shows up, until the weight adds on, until the energy crashes, and then they start paying attention. But let me tell you something. Strong women don't wait for breakdowns. They build their body into a breakthrough. They move with intention because they understand one truth. Your energy is your edge. You want more confidence? Move your body. You want more clarity? Move your body. You want to destroy fear and hesitation? Move your body. It's not just about how you look. It's about how you show up. When you move, when you sweat, when you push yourself past the point where your mind says, I'm done, that's when you meet the strongest version of you. Like someone who is worth fighting for, because you are. And don't get it twisted. This isn't just about feeling better. This is about being better. When your inner voice becomes your coach, not your critic, your energy shifts. You start walking into rooms differently. You start making decisions differently. You start building things that elevate you, and you start building things that elevate you, because your words create your standards, and your standards shape your life. Some people think affirmations are cheesy. Fine, keep thinking that and keep living stuck. But the people who master their language, those are the ones who lead, because they're not waiting for permission. They're not hoping someone will come along and validate them. They validate themselves with their words, their rituals, and their beliefs. And every time they do, they train their brain to see solutions instead of problems, strength instead of shame, growth instead of fear. So I want to challenge you right now, pay attention to your words today. Every time you hear that little voice trying to pull you back into doubt, you stop it. You speak louder. You speak bolder. You speak like a woman who knows where she's going. Because if you want to create a new life, it starts by creating a new vocabulary, one that lifts you, not limits you. There comes a point in every woman's life where she has to make a choice. Not once, but every single day. Do I let my emotions lead me, or do I lead my emotions? Because if you don't train yourself to lead with discipline, the world will train you to react with chaos. And listen, I'm not here to tell you to shut off your feelings. Your emotions are valid. They're powerful. But they are not always truthful. And if you let them drive your decisions, you live in a cycle of inconsistency, constantly pulled in every direction except the one that matters most, forward. Discipline is the difference between a life you design and a life you regret. It's not a punishment, it's a path. Discipline says, I don't feel like doing this right now, but I do it anyway because the woman I'm becoming requires it. That's where real power lives. It's in the unglamorous moments. Waking up early when your bed feels like a cloud. Saying no to distractions when everything in you wants comfort. Sticking to your standards when nobody's watching, and especially when no one's applauding. That's where self-respect is built. Not in what you say you want, but in what you're willing to do daily to earn it. Most people wait for motivation to strike like lightning, but strong women, they build structure, they create systems. They don't leave their peace, their success, or their future to chance. They write things down, they track their habits, they plan their priorities, they manage their time like it's sacred, because it is. And when chaos hits, because it will, they don't crumble. They pivot, because they built a foundation deeper than emotion. They've built character. Let me tell you what discipline really does. It frees you. It frees you from regret. It frees you from self-betrayal. It frees you from waking up a year from now asking, why am I still in the same place? Because discipline doesn't care how you feel. It cares about who you're becoming. And every time you choose it, you're voting for your future. Every time you honor your routine, every time you follow through, you're proving to yourself, I am trustworthy. I can count on me. So you want to change your life? Then don't change emotion. Build structure. Set standards. Keep promises, not just to the world, to yourself. Because when you lead with discipline, you create a rhythm, a momentum, a consistency that no emotion can interrupt. You don't rise by how you feel, you rise by what you decide. And once you learn to lead your emotions instead of living at the mercy of them, you become absolutely unstoppable. You've got to protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Your energy is your fuel. It's the foundation behind every choice you make, every relationship you nurture, every dream you build. And here's the truth. If you're constantly drained, distracted, or doubting yourself, it's not always because you're weak. It's because you've let too many things plug into your power without asking if they deserve it. A woman has a threshold, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And if you keep saying yes to everything, if you keep letting people pull from you without boundaries, if you keep exposing your soul to environments that deplete you instead of restore you, you're not just losing energy, you're leaking identity. You start forgetting who you are. You become tired in a way that no sleep can fix. That's not exhaustion, that's disconnection from your power. You don't need to be available to everyone. You don't need to respond to every message, answer every call, accept every invite. You've got to build a filter for your life. Ask yourself, does this person, this habit, this environment expand me or does it shrink me? And if the answer is shrink, then that's your sign you're allowed to outgrow spaces that no longer match your purpose. You're allowed to walk away from noise that interrupts your peace. That's not cold. That's wise. That's how powerful women protect their fire. See, most people never reach their full potential, not because they lack talent or passion, but because they're constantly distracted. They've got emotional parasites draining them, toxic conversations, people who only show up when they need something, media that poisons their thoughts, habits that keep them numb instead of strong. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, uninspired, lost. It's not a mystery. It's a mismanagement of energy. You got to treat your energy like royalty. You don't just give it away. You invest it. You plant it where it grows. You place it in environments where it multiplies. And sometimes that means doing hard things, saying no, setting boundaries, disappointing people who expect you to be available 24/7. But let me tell you something, the people who truly love you, who truly value your growth, they'll respect your boundaries. The rest, they were just there for your light, not your journey. You were not put on this earth to burn out trying to keep everyone else warm. We're born to shine, fiercely, consistently, unapologetically. But to do that, you have to make a decision today. No more leaking energy into what doesn't serve me. Because once you start protecting your energy like your future depends on it, everything changes. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good emotion, it's a weapon. It's one of the most powerful tools a woman can carry into battle every single day. And when I say battle, I mean the real one, the mental, emotional, spiritual war that takes place inside of you the moment you open your eyes. Because the world is going to throw pressure at you. It's going to challenge your peace, test your patience, and try to convince you to focus on everything you don't have, everything you haven't done, everything you fear. But gratitude rewires the battlefield. It shifts your entire perspective. It doesn't ignore the problems. It just refuses to let those problems define you. It pulls your attention from lack to abundance, from fear to power, from why me to try me. And when you train yourself to find gratitude in the ordinary, you begin to live an extraordinary life. Not because everything is perfect, but because you choose to focus on what is real, what is already working, what is already beautiful, what is already enough. And no, this isn't about toxic positivity. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about choosing to ground yourself in truth, even when your emotions are screaming for pity. It's about looking around and realizing, I woke up today. I've got breath in my lungs. I've got a chance to change, to grow, to become. I've got people who love me, a mind that can think, a heart that still beats with purpose. That's not small. That's everything. Every time you practice gratitude, you're anchoring your mindset in strength. And that kind of strength becomes your shield when life gets hard, because it will. But gratitude makes sure that even in your worst moments, you're still connected to something good. It makes sure your power doesn't drain out through complaint. It makes sure your spirit stays awake. And the more you practice it, the stronger it gets. You write it down, you say it out loud, you repeat it when life is loud and messy and uncomfortable. Thank you for this challenge. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for showing me I'm stronger than I thought. That's how you reclaim your power. You speak gratitude into moments that don't deserve it, and suddenly those moments lose their control over you. Gratitude is how powerful women stay grounded. It's how they avoid burnout, jealousy, comparison, bitterness. It's how they walk through storms without losing their joy. Not because they're blind to reality, but because they've chosen a better lens to look through. And when you master that lens, you don't just change how you feel, you change who you are.